What's going on is the Wolf, and I'm joined by my guy Q.
Yes, sir.
And we back with another episode of the Wolf Has Spoken podcast. So, last episode, we was in a debate, and I'm going to reserve the right to not continue that debate on this episode.
Thank you.
Because I'm going to allow...
We all appreciate you not doing that.
No, they actually is calling for your head. But I'm going to spare you because we got some more important things to address.
Yes, we do.
That's not current events today.
For
sure. But let's get into it, man. We don't have no sponsors for today, but if you are interested in getting sponsored and being, promoted on our platform, make sure you hit me up. You can hit Q up. You could DM the network page directly. And right now, we do it. I'm out to just tell them we only charging $99. And that ain't going to stay $99. But as of right now, for where we at in this particular development of the show, we just want to shed light on as many people as possible. And of course, I like to vet people's businesses prior to allowing them to be a sponsor, because I don't want to connect our audience to people that's doing business bad business or just providing less than exceptional service. So anybody that is featured as a sponsor, yes, we have a low cost, but we do a deep dive and delve into how your practices are. And we might, if it's food, we'll try the food, or we try the service or the product prior to promoting it. And if it's not something that we can, that fits something that's in our interest, then we at least try to, vet the people that's behind the brand. So get at us, $99 special. Don't know how long it'll last, but for right now, that's what we're doing. And it lasts forever. You get put on this podcast. As we grow, you grow with us. So now's the time to get in. But come on, Q, let's get into it, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I wanted to jump into a topic about the idea of acting your wage. And
he said, I'm going to put these motherfuckers in check. Well, no pun intended.
It depends on how, you look at it. So, for instance, I remember my man had a conversation years ago, and he was like, yeah, Q, I always say I'm poor. I'm poor, and I feel
Strike that from the record. We rebuke all poor energy. My man is not poor. He just in a financial transition right now.
Anymore. I was once poor, absolutely. And I feel like, there's nothing wrong with accepting that, because in the day, numbers are numbers. Numbers mean things. So I feel the issue with a lot of people, though, is people don't realize or accept that they are poor and act out of their wage, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with, again, if you make whatever the money is, whatever, and you have issues or struggling, whatever it may be, whatever, but you out here living lavish or doing certain things that's not in your ballpark, and you're constantly going to need certain circles of struggling or whatever, it don't really make sense. 'Cause I've seen people that, say they want to do things, but then whenever it's time to prepare to do it or save the stack or do this, whatever, you can't do it because you're constantly acting out of your wage, whatever. Yeah. If you make, let's say it's $100,000. You make $100,000, but you got millionaire aspirations or plans or ideas, or whatever, but you're not doing what it takes to get to that number. You're gonna stay at that number, or whatever. So you're acting out of your wage. Because don't be doing millionaire shit, but you make $100,000.
No, 100%.
And I think people always get bogged down, well, why are you coming up you to make 30, 20, 40 grand? But no, it's niggas that make $1 million a year be living check to check, because you doing shit billionaires do. Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, so I think the idea of acting out your wage is important for everybody to really, be in alignment. How much do you make? How much can you afford? Where are you trying to get to? Whatever. If you totally fine what you're doing, that's fine. But if you want to make more, if you trying, I'm trying to move. I'm trying to get a new car. I'm trying to get a new wardrobe. I'm trying to get my girl a ring or get my kids into a better school. You need to stop doing things that's prohibiting you from doing these new things, whatever.
And everything you just said, I agree with, except the first statement, the term poor.
Okay.
And I would say and adjust it to saying broke, because poor is a spirit to me.
Okay.
As I feel like rich is a spirit. So it's like poor is no work ethic, no grind, no hustle. It's a mindset, right? Whereas the broke just might mean you don't have the funds. So I don't even want to tell somebody that they broke or tell somebody to tell themselves that they broke. I would just say that don't have the finances available. And the reason I say that, right, because your whole philosophy is spot on. I agree, which I tend to do with a lot of things you say, because it makes all the sense in the world. But I'm real big on the power of the tongue, and I feel like that's why I strike it from the record. Like, no, he ain't poor, because I wouldn't even want you to claim that energy. And I'm not trying to be on. No, fuck that. I am. This is one of those situations where I'm being like one of the self-help people of because that is why people are staying down. Not staying down by choice of, making conscious decisions to be frugal. These people are down in ruts because they're referring to themselves as broke, as poor, and lacking money. So I don't even want to say refer to yourself as broke. Just say that I don't have the finances available, or that the finances haven't made their way to me. So you are living in a way that's above the means in which you have available. So it's a better way to say what you're saying, because I don't want the message to get lost in translation of the term. And it's like, I truly would never say that. Even if I have zero, I'm still not poor. because I feel like I'm $1 million nigga. The money is not in my account, it's in my hustle. And it's like, it'll be in my account as a result of my hustle, as a result of my mindset and my ambition. So if anybody out there that may be struggling, listen to what he's saying in regard to you literally not acting your wage. You're not, because at the end of the day, if you make $5K a month, right? That's $60K a year, and your expenses is $4K a month. You only have $1,000 disposable income. A lot of people like to talk about what they make in salary, but they don't want to talk about how much they bring home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what you make and what you bring home is two different conversations.
About what you make, about what you keep.
And somebody can make $5K but have expenses that might be $2K, and they bring home $3K after every month that they can save, invest, travel. And yours, you might have $10K, but your overhead is $8K. So you're living a better life, but over time they will eventually have more than you, because that $2K might not accumulate as much as that $3K can. It depending on if y'all did the same exact thing with your money, they would eventually have more than you, even though you would appear to have more than them approaching it. So, and I'm somebody who has went and spent as it came in, right? Just been like, oh yeah, I make this amount, I get this. Not really understanding like, yo, you know what? Yeah, now I really, even with my business, when I talked about last episode, restructuring my business, it's like, nah, paying myself a salary and managing my salary, paying my company a salary, and then having a company emergency fund, savings fund, investment fund to be able to do things that I couldn't do when I was just like, all right, well, overhead is $1,200 at the business, $3,800 go to me. Like, you know, now it's like, all right, overhead 12, savings getting 15, what's left is whatever, I'm taking that. And that's just, these are numbers I'm just, you know, ballparking. But like Q said, and I'm referencing it because I totally agree. And I've spoken on this type of topic before where it's like, yo, you can't say you want something, but you do the opposite. Your behavior has to match what you say you want. You say you want to lose weight, but you're not doing anything that would indicate someone who wants to lose weight. Getting financially fit is just like getting fit in the gym. You have to literally shave off the excess fat, which is the subscriptions that you really don't need, the unnecessary eating out, the going out and accepting every invitation. Now you have to be conscious of where you're trying to go. You said about the last episode that as a businessman, I have the ability to see that. That's how it starts with that. Where am I trying to get to? And now that I know where I'm trying to get to, you can reverse engineer the process. Meaning I'm going to go all the way back to step one. Okay, if I'm trying to get here, what is the things required to get me there from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? And once I get to 1, I just got to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have to cut out the things that don't fit you until you get where you want to get. But most people don't even have a desire to instant gratification. So I read in the book, Atomic Habits, right? He was saying that people really don't choose delayed gratification. And it might have not even been in Atomic Habits, or I might have been both, but I also watch a podcast and I felt like he talked about the same thing. Not the same guy, but two different people. But basically the concept was people will drink liquor because the reward is immediate, but the consequences is delayed. So you don't see what a shot of liquor can do to you after one day. You don't realize that until you're in your 50s and you got something wrong with your liver. So people would say, all right, you know what? I'm going to drink because I feel good today. And in reverse, people don't go to the gym and get immediate results. So they rather not go to the gym because they don't feel like it's worth the initial time investment, even though over time you'll get the results. So sometimes cutting back on your lifestyle, right, is not fun. Like when I went on my 90-day fast, no liquor, no smoking, no hookah, no sex, no masturbation, no partying, no clubbing, no nothing, right? 90 days, none of that, none of the sort. It's not fun. It's fucking boring. It's like I had to literally for the first week had to fucking create a new routine. Like, what do I do with my time? This is because I had came to a realization. I had a revelation where it was like, yo, you're saying you want to be this guy by the time you're 30 and you're 29 and you're not doing nothing to get yourself to that. So it was like, okay, I had to audit what I was doing and make cuts. And in doing so, it was like weird. It was like, damn, like, what you mean I can't hang out with my friends at this bar, this hookah lounge? Even if I'm not drinking and smoking, I can't even be in this environment. Now I'm texting girls at the time I'm not in a relationship, and yo, it seems like they throwing pussy at me. Like, you want to test me. Like, straight up and down, straight. And it's like, these are women that I never even had sex with. So, of course, it's more tempting. Like, oh, you trying to drop the pussy in my lap now because you know I'm on this fast or whatever the case may be. And for me, all it did was build my discipline and make me realize, like, all right, cool. What I got from that was I was able to get myself in a better predicament with my living situation. I created a relationship with my father, which I hadn't had prior, but I had the mental clarity to see what was the gap that needed to be bridged and take the steps to do so. I was able to take take care of some things on the other side of my personal life that was able to put me in a better position to where though all of that, I even met my girlfriend kind of during that time frame, and we didn't really interact because I was on a fast. But I'm just saying all of that prepared me to get in detox away from all of the toxins of dealing with multiple women and drinking and smoking. Now, I'm a social drinker. I still have a little, drink here and there.
Not really,
but yeah, whatever. Q just an alcoholic, not to, you are. Fuck it, it is what it is. AAA, whatever. Have an AA meeting for my boy.
Alleged alcoholic.
Alleged alcoholic, for sure. Super alleged alcoholic. But, Q likes his liquor, the cheap shit. Getting all the way back into it. My boy drinking that Jamal Quavo. But, getting back into it is like I had to detox. So in doing so, it made me realize I wasn't acting my wage, right? It's like, I'm fucking up. Like, I'm literally making money. I don't even got no over here right now. I'm living at my mom's because I had just came back up this end and I had to go back to the home base. I'm at my mom's. I'm clubbing. I'm fucking bitches. I'm in Miami, Houston, Atlanta. I'm traveling. I'm buying jewelry. What are you doing, dickhead? Like, you doing everything that you saying you don't want to. You doing the opposite of what you're saying you want. And and it's because you don't have the 5, 6, 7K over here right now. You think that these thousands you're making is just free money. No, dickhead. If you don't stop doing what you're doing, you're going to end up in the same predicament next year. This is how I had to talk to myself. Oh, and I wrote my book during that process. Well, the idea for the book was formulated, and I actually wrote the book after that. But the fact of the matter is, I wouldn't have the mental clarity to do so if I'm out here chasing pussy. So it's like you really got to get dead honest with yourself and be like, yo, you know what? I really want to be a millionaire. I can't keep living like one. I can't keep acting like I got more than I got. I'm making $120 a year, but my overhead is $8K a month. It's like you're not going nowhere fast. So act your wage, be okay with it, accept it, you know what I mean, and make the changes.
Yeah. And also I suggest everybody, I recommend a show on Netflix called, I believe it's called How to Be Rich. And it's a good title, because it's catching whatever, but really what it's about is how to not be poor. Back to your word, but because it'll be very easy to find people that make 35 grand or 20 grand, whatever you want to call it, whatever, then say, well, you want to be rich, then do this. It's like, nigga, I make 25 grand. Nigga, this is hard for me to try to stack for stocks. Nigga, what the fuck we talking about? But no, they was finding people that make 100, 200, all this fucking money, but still living check to check. And it was a great case. So they're saying, again, it's not about the money. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you keep, whatever. Yeah. Very first episode, a woman made, she was like a fucking VP of the fucking president. I mean, of some type of company, software company, making all this bread. And they was broke. Credit card debt was crazy and shit like that. And they had to really, all these couples, because most part, all the people in the show was couples, they had to go through like relationship therapy to figure out how do people look at finances differently. How do, the man not working, the woman not working? Are we cool with it? What are our plans? What do we want to do? If we want to do this, why are we doing this right now?
Right.
And it was very interesting seeing these different relationships and people have to reprogram themselves to just stop doing simple shit. They were saying shit like, and again, this is simple but also common. They were saying, yo, people were really saying, I don't know where my money be going because so many subscriptions and credit cards and shit is in debt and violations and shit that's in balances you got to pay off that you don't realize that all your money you make is getting ate or whatever. So you have nothing left over. So everything that shows a good thing just to get your mind thinking about that, and then whatever it is after that, course correct. Get together and say, well, whether you want to make from 25 to 50 or 50 to 100 or 100 to a million, do what you got to do to get to that.
Give them the framework.
Yeah, for sure.
So to your point, though, you said something that I thought was key. You said people that were like, oh, I make 25, 35, like how I'm supposed to save and stack. I think that acting your wage to using your philosophy is also within that framework of figuring out, like, okay, at 30K, I can't save 5K because this is a large part of my income, but I might could save $150. Sure. So it's like, it's ways to act your wage, even in being frugal, which still is about having a framework. The framework will get you anything you want. Literally putting a standard operating procedure in place will literally step by step your entire life. How you act with 1,000 is how you will act with 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, and a million, which is why we see so many people get a lot of money and go back broke because they didn't course correct the mindset. They didn't add the framework to be able to not be who they was when they had the bad habits. So when you say you see people had so much of a challenge trying to eliminate simple shit, is because it became second nature to them. Like how we talked about when you work for so long and you're in a position for so long, now you just doing it without even thinking. So many people, like literally, I just had to talk to my girl. I said, listen, you know what I mean? We got to understand our income flow. And I feel like it's times where, like, cause now she works again, right? So it's like now she gets paid bi-weekly. I make money every day essentially, but at the same time, I still have a sales cycle, especially with me being in this new business model. That's about to look different. It's going to be a larger amount, but it's not going to be day to day. But I still got I got too many incomes. No such thing. I got a lot of income, so I got ways to make money. But the chunks might come in moderation or sporadically. But I feel like every time if she get paid at the same time I get a chunk, we out here drawing, and it's like, yo. We can't do that. We got to prepare for the times where the weeks you don't get paid, and when I'm just living off the $200-$300 that I might make off a couple LLCs or whatever the case may be, and we still got a husky amount of stuff to take care of, and now we sitting here like, damn, we living check to check, but we make well into six figures. Like, you feeling me? And by the time, man, I'm turning this shit up tenfold, so like I already know where I'm going. But as of now, looking back, I was probably one of them guys that you're talking about where it's like, yo, I make a lot of fucking money, but I've spent a lot of fucking money. Right. So it's like, it'd be kind of hard to explain. So I did start, I got a blue budget book. I write down so you ain't peep right before I was like, before we got on, I was like, how much did I just spend? And I wrote it and I texted to myself. So I literally track every penny. Me too. So every single month, but I was never that guy. Every month, I know exactly how many dollars I made, how many dollars I spent, down to the point where you can send me a Cash App and it could, like, even like with our overhead, it's not my money, but I'm gonna put it in the income and I'm gonna still put it in the expense because it still came through my account. So I don't want it to be like, well, where the fuck this money come from and where'd it go? Nah, Q sent me this and it went here. I do down to the, so it helped me more. So I had to course correct with this week. And I'm like, yo, look, like, especially with me in this new venture, I'm like, listen, we can't do that. Cause like, you know, I get it, but like you want certain things, but we got to delay the gratification. And I'm cool with that. I already went through my 90-day fast and created those habits, but I'm like, nah, we can't keep like, yo, it's crazy, man.
Typically it's easier for a man to.
Yeah, that's true. So it was like, women, yeah, I just feel like we should go out, Now, mind you, like we go out a lot, right? But they're going to present whatever they want in that moment as if it just never happened.
Of course.
Like you could have went out 3 days before that.
It be insulting sometimes.
No, it's always insulting. It's not sometimes. Of course I'm insulted. That's like the kids, like we never had nothing to eat. And you just fed them. It's like, what you mean? So we did talk about that particular approach. Like, look, it's all right to request what you want to do, but you know, in doing so, we're not going to denounce all that we do, right? And of course, she's not naturally that type of person, but I just think women are programmed that way to not realize, like, yo, we just went out 4 times, and this is like, you know, so when you start to run the facts down, it's like, wait, you're right, but in all in all, you just want to go out today. Right. So this weekend, it's like, all right, well, we going out, and she had one of the weekends where the expenses was on her. You feel me? Like it was on her because I'm letting her know, like, different. Yeah. So at the end of the joke, she's like, damn, I just spent like $700 and we only went out twice. I said, welcome to my world. Now you see why I don't want to go out every weekend because it might not seem like a lot in certain weeks when we getting the money, but when you add up on the back end of it, it's like, yo, we just spent all this money doing. No, fuck that. We have fun being in each other's company. Yeah. Cut back, y'all.
Yeah, I got a good one for you. So, back to that show, I feel like this showed a lot of relationships going through like this whole therapy thing, even though it was about money though. So me and my girl went through that, and before I even came across the show, because I've always understood that how I am, I like separate money. Like, seriously, yeah, I don't believe in joint accounts and shit like that. And I'm not saying it's wrong or it don't work for other people. I just knew that's not the type of person I want to be or type of relationship I want to be in.
Typical Kendrick fan smacking the mic in his face.
But then with my girl, when she had her baby and she wasn't working, then naturally she started using like my money and my credit card and shit like that. And that was the first time it was like a real taste of just like, okay, now it's our money for real. Not just like in society, like women always think your money is their money type shit. But it was like, no, I see all your transactions on my shit. And that was like a real like, wait, like I'm about to break up with your ass. Like, cause that shit, like, it was nothing like, and it was even crazy. At one point I had lost my job. So she wasn't working. I lost my job. So of course I still had money stacked up, though, fortune, whatever. But it was hitting even differently and harder when I was like seeing trans. And mind you, again, I think the average man, especially with a decent head on your shoulders, pause, is easy for a dude to be like, no, I'm chilling. We relaxing. There's not this season for this. I'm relaxing. If I got this amount of money, I'm not buying shit. I'm chilling, whatever. Yeah. It's not easy to have that switch turned on for them, whatever. Yeah, so like when I was seeing transactions, I'm just like, yo, and they would say, oh no, but I needed that, or like it was on sale. It's like,
It's always on sale. But it's impulse control, which they really, don't have. So, they talk about us with our inability to sexually control ourselves and, within our nature to hunt, but they don't have no impulse control. So that's why it's easy to market to them, because if you can flash something to them as an opportunity that may be scarce, they're going to act on it 110 times out of 100. So they're going to break the knob. So it's funny you say that, because my girl, when I met her before she was in a relationship, she was working. Right. Then she stopped working. And then she wasn't working for the whole first year of our relationship. So literally that whole thing you had with that credit card, that literally was, I paid for 100% of everything. Now, granted, on the other end, she was like carrying her role and adding value in other areas, but I had already had to embed that into my software, this is our money. So granted, now that she's back working again, I'm still like a this is our money type of guy, but I more so try to let her keep as much as her money as humanly possible. Whereas if you don't have to help out over here, then you won't. But I know for a fact that I could tell my girl to give me her whole check, and without even questioning me, she's going to get it. Contrary to social media beliefs, contrary to what people might say, I ain't giving it. No, my girl would give me her whole income tax, her whole check, her whole 401k, her savings, if I ask without questioning what I'm going to do with it. And she know that I'm going to do the right thing. Right. You know what I mean? And it's but I'm not putting myself in a predicament to need that.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, knowing that, it makes me comfortable that, all right, I don't mind taking care of everything. Because I feel like a lot of men be feeling like, I got to protect myself too, because we've seen in so many situations where, a man might do everything for a woman, and at the end he just get it. Well, that's what you shouldn't have did it. It's never really like, damn, you spent what? And she. It's just like, well, nigga, you shouldn't have did it. You should have seen the signs. So some niggas just come into it like, you know what? I'm just going to come in that this way. And I know it's the other side of it, which, some people just see it like, nah, this is what we doing. But for me, it's like, I just look at it like teamwork. I'm big on what you good at, be good at, what I'm good at, be good at. And I don't want to compete to fill the same space.
I look at it, why it's not comfortable for me is because I also understand that most people just have different ways of spending money. So I'm cool with again, the average man going to spend more money in a relationship. That's totally fine, whatever. Yeah. But as far as I don't approach Amazon the way you approach Amazon.
And you don't want to restrict her.
Yeah, no, get your shit or whatever you make. I don't even care. Whatever. 100%. But once I start seeing your Amazon transactions on my shit, it's like, yo,
you fucking up.
Yeah, now I'm starting to really see how much shit you buy on Amazon. Cause I don't buy shit on Amazon every single day. She does. So that shit coming off my car. I was like, hey, fuck.
But that's a key point, though. Yeah. That's a key point.
And we went through this yesterday because it was like our Instacart or some shit like that. She was like her Instacart. That's the thing. Somehow, women, they just always finagle into certain shit, master manipulators. They get into this shit. So I'm like, she started using my Instacart account somehow or some shit like that. And then I was looking at the transactions. Of course, somehow her shit was on my credit card. Her purchase. It's like, I started looking through that shit like, so you be using my card this whole. We had to have a conversation. I was like, yo, but yeah, so it's just always interesting. I always think it's key to have this conversation. So whatever works for y'all works, as long as y'all on the same page.
But no, I agree with everything you said, and I feel like I do the same thing. Like I as a man, being naturally responsible. Well, I ain't gonna say all men is naturally responsible. Creating a way to become disciplined and become more responsible. Of course, we want to monitor where the money is going. Right? We just said we count every transaction. So when we see something that's not needed or necessary, for them it might just be a feel good purchase. For us, it's frivolous. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? So I agree. Like, I don't think I've ever will be comfortable. Like, you have to verify a purchase with me. Not even saying before you do it, but kind of like I kind of got to understand it. So it's like with your own money, you ain't really got to go through that process. Now, one of my folks did point out that at a certain amount, because we're still in bed together, we still have to. You can't just go spend $5K without telling me, because at the end of the day,
even if it is your money,
because we still have some type of ties to each other. Your bad habits will affect me as mine. That's like, I can't go gamble my money because it affects my family. So we have to put that responsibility on the table. But the fact of the matter is, just making it where it's like, all right, you making little Amazon purchases and it's like adding up to $120 and it's your money you work for. Who cares? But if you ask me for $200 for the Amazon purchase, I need to understand what is this being utilized for. And I'm going to make sure, because I'm not the guy I'm not like, it's crazy because I love spending money. I love giving, but I'm not just like loose with my wallet. I'm not the person that just like, yeah, let me get 1,000 and I don't ask no questions. I'm going to ask, even if I'm going to give you, I'm asking questions as I'm handing it. So what exactly are you doing with this? Like, what type of returns did this bring in? Like, is this a feel-good purchase? Is this your ultimate dream? What am I fulfilling by handing you this? Is it just something you want? No. You know what I mean? Unless it's like it gotta be some type of value for my bread. I'm sorry.
And you say your girl give your whole check. I know in my
girl, she would. I didn't think she'd give it to me.
No, I said she would.
Oh yeah.
I misspoke probably. I know in my regard, I'm big. Again, I will ask questions, but it's very easy for me to assess very fast. Like, okay, cool. Like even if I disagree with it, you want some woman bullshit. All right, cool. Take it as what it is. My girl though, she has it's hard for her to process big chunks of money. I'd be like, all right, but babe, like you say you're going like it could be. Like I can't think it might be like no.
Just say 2,000.
Yeah, 2,000. I can't think why, but like I just know that it could be like she got to give. Let's say she got to give her family something. It could be I've seen her like she got to give her mom or parents $500 whatever or $1,000. Her brain does not process that at one time. But if it's like again back to Amazon purchase, if it's $100 a bunch of times that equal to $1,000, it don't process it. Oh yeah, cool. I'll spend $100.
Oh, are you saying like she's not? She don't see what it adds up to.
Right.
But if it's a large amount at once, it hits her like, whoa, this is $1,000.
Me, it's $1,000 no matter
Either
what.
way,
I can see it right away.
100%.
So that's interesting me that I realize with her. So if it be like me, her birthday, I'll spend whatever. It's no big deal. Whatever.
Yeah.
But whenever it's time my birthday, the same money. She be like, hey, can I break it up? Like if it was a thought, can I give you like 200 or 5 and 5 and 5? I'd be like, okay, cool. But I'm like, it'll take the 1,000. I don't care. I'd rather you just take the $1,000.
Yo,
like,
you know, so I think this is something that I realized, right, through all of my interactions, right? Women do not mind spending money when they want to spend money, right? But when it's the responsibility or it's obligatory, they have a huge hatred, restriction, like they just disgusted, get stained, any type of word you can find on that frequency towards it. So what I realized, even like as a man, right, your woman will want to spoil you if it's her choice. I want him to have this, I want him to wear this, I want him to da-da-da-da. Like, oh, he said he want this, let me surprise him. But if you ask her for 200, 300, it's going to be that resistance because they now feel how we feel when we're being asked for the money we worked for that we wasn't prepared to spend. It's like my phone ring every day with money I didn't prepare to spend that day.
Prepared.
It's like you just wake up and you get a call. Dad, can I get this? Oh, I was looking at this and I wanted. So you calculate, you do the math. Dan, that's $200. I didn't prepare to spend a day. I didn't wake up today prepared to spend $200 on what you're calling me about. But if they wake up and it's like, oh, I just want to do something nice and go come here, they don't mind spending because it's a feel good spend. But the moment that you like, yo, look, man, my check delayed. I need $250. It's like, well, when I'm gonna get it back?
Like, all at once?
It's like, can you give a payment plan? Can you make an arrangement where they just hold it? It's like, oh, you don't want to give me this money. So I learned that, because I try not to ask women for money. Like I don't know if that's a good thing or because it could become toxic. Where it's like, nah, I don't know if it's pride. Where I don't even want to be in that type of predicament. But on the other end of it, it's like when you do, I quickly notice how you don't even want to give me this shit. It's always like, all right. Now, I'm not talking about the statement I just made when I said my girl would give me her whole check. And I'm only saying that in dire need. I'm not saying I'm just gonna call like, yo, let me get that check, and she just like, oh. I'm saying like, nah, like I need the whole situation for the next couple checks. She'll do that without question. But if it was just a regular Wednesday, and I'm like, yo, can you buy me $200? Can you give me $200 for this? She might have some resistance, and I'm like, yo, women is funny as fuck, bro. To your point, so. Her not being able to notice the little amounts equaling 500. This is why they don't notice why we feel how we feel. Cause every day you spending $20, $10 on Starbucks, $10 on Dunkin', $5 on this, $60 on a refill, and this shit is equal to $770 in 10 days. You're like, yo, I just spent $770. But to them it was $10, $50, $60, and they don't care about yesterday. You say no that day is like. They gonna have that on, but they gotta spend the $770 and they see the money and they like, oh. No,
And not being prepared. So again, when you said you used to playing your money, or you do play your money out. So I kind of stopped doing as much. But for like a 2-3 year stretch, I had all my paychecks 2 years ahead, and I was playing out saying, all right, Mother's Day for that money, or
I wish I could do that. I never did that.
Yeah, her birthday, or my birthday trip, or whatever. Anything down to. And I would say I want this amount of money. I would take off my money off the top. So I say I want to walk around with like $250. Take that off the top. Whatever I was saving and break everything down.
What you had to do.
So my point is though, and the first thing I know, everybody say they hate paying bills. In a weird way, I actually like paying bills.
Me too.
Yeah, because
I got reason, but let me hear it.
It gets off my mind. I feel it's done. I'm over with. So first thing I do every time I get paid,
let's pay the bills.
Pay the bills. I go in the bathroom, on the toilet, paying the bill, whatever, and I do.
Well, you do your shit in there.
Yeah.
The baby shit.
Exactly. Yeah, you still going. You still mad my drink. So I do that. So my point is though, let's say it's Friday. I do that around like Friday, 6, 7 a.m. whatever. By the time I get to work, 12 o'clock. all my money is spent. I only have my
100%.
walk around money. That's all I
100%.
have. She will text me, yeah, so I forgot. Like, can you send me $500? I'm like, what? The money is gone. I only have my walk around money now. Everything's in the stocks or the savings or bills.
It's going.
Credit card shit is pending right now.
It's going.
I was like, I gotta take my savings money. Cause I don't my walk. That's all. I only got $250.
Yeah.
$250 to the next check. Everything else is tucked away, whatever.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Not prepared. But you told me this last week. Sure, I would have deducted from that.
been prepared.
Put it together. Cool. Take the $500 because that's what y'all do. But yeah, the not prepared shit burned me.
No, so to your point, right? I want to just add context. I don't plan my money out because I'm an entrepreneur, and for the large part, I never even knew.
You account for it.
I account for my money on it. Like after it's spent, I'm like, okay, this one here, this one there. I just started that maybe a little over a year ago as I started to grow to becoming a man in the house, because a lot of people don't understand. There's a difference between having a man in the house and being the man of the house. I'm the man of the house. Okay. So some women have a man in the house, but he's just a man in the house. I'm the man of the house, which means the finances are my responsibility to make sure that anything that could mess with in our future, I'm responsible for tracking. So it's like, for me, tracking our safety, tracking our spending habits, tracking, like all of those things, our livelihood is the things that I'm making sure I lead from. So that's why I start to make sure I'm keeping account for everything. Because like I said, I'm growing into that role of being able to lead. And one way that you have to be able to lead and as a man is, even if you don't have the most finances, you need to be able to be financially responsible. Sure. And just being responsible as a man makes it easier to be a leader, because people know that they can trust your judgment, trust your guidance, trust your decision making, because they know it's coming from a responsible place and not a frivolous, selfish, or self-centered space. So that's that. But to add context to what you just said about planning all your money, I wish I could get to that point where it's like, yo, all right, I know I got this amount of thousands or this amount of hundreds coming in, and I can pay this out, pay it out. That would make my life extremely easier, and I want to get to that. You know what I mean? But that's something that I probably would just have to work towards. But as far as once the money is tucked away, baby, this money don't exist no more. I won't. If my girl asks me for $500 and I'm walking around my $250, you missed the bed. You missed the train. You should have taken me this at $5.56. Because by 7 o'clock, like you said, the moment, I told it's so funny, bro, that you say that. I say to my girl, I say, yo, you understand, my money is spent before I even get it because of the amount of responsibilities that I'm taking care of. So it's like, I don't even have time to plan it out. It's like, soon as people do not know what it's like I basically work for my family, essentially. Like, I took one time my daughter asked me for $50 or maybe more. It was either 50 or 150, but I reserved the right for it to be either or. Right. It was at the time I just had dropped out of accountability. So I used to do this thing where when I do my pre-orders on my first maybe 300-400 sales, I'm going to be the one that's dropping the book off or shipping it. So if you call me for a book, I'll pull up, take a picture of it, because I needed to do this for my marketing. Right. I needed people to see people purchasing the book, so it increases people's desire to purchase the book. So I'm like, ride with me right quick. I want to show her something. Let's just say it was $150 for the sake of this. I rode around for 7 hours to get to $150. Now, this wasn't the most proper use of my time, money-wise, but it wasn't for money. Right. It was for get the picture, to interact, to sign the books. All of that was the reason why I did it. She was in the car asleep half the time. When I got to the 150, I handed it to her. I said, so I want you to understand that when you're asking me for money and I'm sending it to you and it get to you in 2.2 seconds, this is all of the stuff that I got to do in a day to get it. I don't want you to think I'm just pulling this money from thin air. This is what a day on the job of you just asking me for this money look like. And it made her, in my opinion, feel like she respected the process. So she not just thinking like, oh, if he say no, he just being a jackass dad. It's like, no, like when I say, baby, give me a day, give me 2 days, you got to see what the fucking work look like on the other end of how I had to get this money, so you won't be unappreciative of where this money came from. And I was like, would you want to ride around with me again? She's like, no. Like, it's like, yeah, I want you to see how I work for this. I drove from Chester to Delaware to New Jersey, literally, in that day. Now I probably sold like 10 books at $30. I probably made like 300. But it wasn't even the time, was the driving.
Right, of course.
From 45 minutes to here to 30 minutes to 45 minutes to here, and I'm only picking up $30 at a time. $30 at a time. $30 at a time. So when I gave her that 150, she was just like, damn, that just took 7 hours to make that. So, baby, don't think that when you asking me for $700 worth of shit, understand how much time it might take me to make it. And be respectful of it.
Yeah, those conversations are great. I always look forward, because my baby's only turned 4 this year, so I look forward to having those just like real life conversations. Just like, everything don't necessarily have to be like a speech per se, but when I'm not give you the 150, or I say give me a day or two, this what I mean, this how I feel about money, this shall be trying to explain to your mom and have conversation about it. You can give me your bullshit ass counter that your mom probably
no counter. I was about to say
my daughter.
I was about to say, no, I ain't got no counter. Damn, I know we was going at the debate. No, but what I was going to say was they made me lose my train. Damn, you made me lose my train of thought. I was gonna come back. I always come back. But I had a key point. I was about to agree with you and give you an example.
The real life conversations with your daughter.
So I was gonna say I don't know what I was gonna say, but I will say to that, you can start as early as 5 because I did do that with both of my daughters. Like I be having them real life discussions, but I don't know what the other point was, but it'll come back to me.
But also on
I'm mad you made me miss that point because it was violent and it was gonna help some people. You nut ass nigga. Like this is what Kendrick fans do.
Blame me because he don't got his shit together. Like once again, another OVO hoe. But anyway, let's move on. So before we land the plane for this particular
First of all, I'm Wolf. I'm of no affiliation, of no association with nobody, but I will always insert logic when Kendrick fans is talking some bullshit. And I am a Drake fan, and I'm not going to never take away from
Stanley. But before we go, so we always reference our relationship and family shit like that. How does your girl generally, or even the past or current, take you when using your examples? I know, for instance, I know you mentioned my story.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Good thing. Okay. So remember how in the last episode we was talking about what people what they would say about you. Mm-hmm. So I had a sit down with the kids. Remember I told you we were gonna talk about this, and we sat at the dining room table. We had just got the table because we had just got the crib, so we needed a dining room table. We got a dining room table, and we had dinner as a family for the first time. So my girl made the suggestion, but it was actually something that me and my mom and us used to do when we was kids, where you go around just talk about what how your week was, or also what you like and don't like about the people you sitting with. So it was interesting because it was just dope to hear what they all said about each other, what they said about us, and stuff like that. But one thing that stuck out that I didn't present was my stepdaughter was like, everything is a lecture. So I was like, okay, I could see how everything really is. So when you said the lecturing, that's what sparked that thought. Everything with me is maybe could become a lecture. Yeah. And I can see how at kids they like. But for the most part, what I'll say about my daughters, they never showed disdain or any type of, they just kind of take it. And sometimes my youngest daughter do probably be fed up because she a finesser. So it's like she don't like when she's seen. When I catch her in the middle of finesse, she kind of be like that. But for the most part, my other daughter just super quiet. And my stepdaughter, she'll just be quiet too. But she's like the vocal one that'll say some shit like that. Like, yeah, I just feel like you always lecturing us. So so that was that. That was one thing that that they said that I didn't notice, but I'm standing on that. Like, hey, you're gonna get these lectures. Like, if that's who I am as a dad, I become that as a grandpa as well.
That's how my
Pop going to lecture, but you going to get these gems. You're going to get these gems.
I bid on him. I used to bid on all the time. He had 5 speeches, and anything can trigger these 5 speeches in this society. It could be anything. He gonna tell you about pay your taxes, mow your lawn, don't have your pants sagging, and don't fuck. This is a bar about being important. Don't fuck your way into poverty. He told me that speech a million times.
That's a bar.
So same speech. Oh yeah, I had my whole life.
The other 3 speeches was frivolous, wasting my time.
Literally,
but you get one nugget. Don't fuck your way into being poor. Like, that's another nugget. Sure. But you was going to pivot somewhere else before I got my thought back.
Your girls, we get back to this next episode in full. But I think it's cool to have a little quick thought about it because people often, when I say certain things, whether it's on this show, on my past show, on my stories, whatever, people be saying like, "Yo, like you say this about your girl or how she."
You asked me this before. I don't know if it was on a podcast or if it was just on one of our phone calls.
I was gonna bring it up.
All right, I'm sorry.
Don't fuck with my flow. I'm professional with it. Yeah, I'm sorry,
bad brother.
But yeah, so. We had quick to do because people often be thinking that my girl don't watch the show or she be mad. We be arguing. No, my girl also just know me and she know one I don't be lying. Yeah. And I be spitting facts about her ass on her bullshit.
You're a little crazy. You're a little wilder than I am. You're a little more like direct. Like I try to be a little bit more filtered, but you be right at her.
Fair, but also just what have you grown into that more? Are you fully comfortable? And then do you guys discuss things later on, or is it like what is your process? I know with me is I just kind of go off the cuff, and sometimes we talk about something we don't, and sometimes she may nigga really, but it's kind of just like it's a part of our life, and it's not even like a real thing, a reoccurring thing that we discuss on.
I think I more so refrain from saying things that I want to say to avoid a lot of those type moments and to protect her or whatever. Even if it could be factual, but I have been vocal to her about me getting more unfiltered with certain things because of the truth. Like, for instance, like when she didn't work for the whole year, she was like not comfortable with that. Now, I could have talked about all I wanted because I'm sitting here paying 100% of every single, not just the bills, but every maintenance, everything, your car, even before we living together, helping you with your rent and all of that. And I was telling her like, yo, you need to brag about these type of things and not be embarrassed by it because most women can't find a man that's willing to do that. So instead of, trying to act like shit is together, be more transparent with what you're going through because it's just a season. And it took for her to get out of that season. So now I feel like she's more comfortable with me talking about it. Because I never want to put what I consider to be her personal business on my big ass platform. Sure. So that's something I do to protect her in my relationship. But as far as in me being me and speaking freely and saying what I want, whether I'm talking about previous bitches or whatever, I don't really say the word bitch. But I'm queuing right now. Sir. Being Q right now. Cause he only saying that because I said something to him offset about using the word bitch. But
don't say it again, sir.
But I'm just saying, previous situations, she don't really bring it up. She kind of let me. She's what I will give her credit with in support of. She know that this is who I was before she met me. So she don't even. I think the most I've seen her do is like roll her eyes while listening. But it be times where I be waiting to see like, what she going to say when she hear me say that? But she don't really react. I don't know if she feel away, but she don't express it. The door is open. Like she could say how she feel, and I would love it. I would rather her than hold it in. But for the most part, we haven't had no discussions. One time I had to work with somebody that I previously dealt with, and she was very vocal about her feelings. So I guess when it really bothers her, she will say something. Okay. But and with this type of shit, like she just be like kind of bidding off you and me. Like she'd be like, Q say some wild shit or what is Q talking about today? Like, you know, like I was playing your story earlier and you was ranting. She's like, what's Q talking about now? And it's like, it's more like that type of thing, like y'all two. Like she more so look at us like freaking frat. And I think she actually liked that on this podcast because she know that I am this way in the house, but not a lot of people on my platform get to see me be silly and stuff, even though I'm fucking silly. Bro, our conversations is never serious. To the point where you jumped on one of my team meetings. This nigga came on my team meeting for my company. It was like Ben, nigga had a beater on. Nigga was sitting there with a fucking beater on. This is a professional meeting. And he came on there and said some funny shit. And I started to adhere to the joke. But when we got off the call, I'm like, bro, we got to separate our bidding on the pie from the fucking profession, nigga. We cannot be bidding like this.
So this was funny. I'm gonna accept the smut, but this is actually...
You think that's smut?
No, this is why it's smut, because it wasn't 100% accurate. This is what happened.
Correct me.
My camera wasn't on at first. It wasn't. Yeah. Because I was just got out the shower. So I was like, but I ain't gonna be late for the call. I'm gonna hop on the call, this and that, whatever. So he's like, Q, why your camera not on? There's a rule. Wolf Network.
I didn't say it like that.
Nigga, this Death Row Records, nigga, bring your fucking camera on. If a nigga jump through the camera, I was like, all right, sir. And I was like, well, nigga, I'm naked. You want to see me in my nakedness then? Nigga?
Pause.
He wouldn't turn my camera on. That's what literally happened on the call in real time.
That's cat.
So he opened the door.
So
I was trying to just put on my
in real time. I forgot what his statement was to the matter, but it wasn't no aggression. It wasn't no reiteration. I said, "Yo, bro, we mandatorily put our camera on just so we know that everybody's
mandatory
focused."
was firm.
It was firm for sure because the thing is, I set a tone, and I don't want people to feel like different people have different rules. My camera is on.
I did miss the tone. And that's why I was bent. I did miss the tone.
What tone?
I missed the tone of the call.
Oh yeah, because you late. Yeah, you was late. Yeah. But he came in playing around.
Yes,
no matter how you swing it,
that's fair.
He was playing around, but I didn't say nothing on the call. I bid it back, and then after the call, I assessed it, and I was like, damn, we kind of made everybody else start to play around, and I don't want to set that tone because I don't even know these people.
Absolutely,
these are all new onboards essentially. So, but that was that. But I don't even know how we arrived there.
Overall, though, it was his fault. But either way, I will say just about bidding on your girl and
that's where we was at. So I was going to just say in a nutshell, yeah, she just kind of look at us like that, but she hasn't expressed anything. She's super kind of supportive, and she kind of be encouraging me. Like I say some shit, I say most of my really shit off camera, and she's like, you need to say that on your platform, even when it's some shit where I'm like telling her about herself, she's like, you need to say that on the platform. Like somebody gonna learn from that. So I would say she more so pushed me in that direction. Our disconnects be more so because women just don't listen sometimes.
Absolutely.
You know, they just don't. Remember, what was the third step?
Universal law.
Shut the fuck up. You know, that's probably that's
3-step.
Yeah, but so my main term and phrase, it's clips of me telling my girl, shut the fuck up. Like she'd be like, no, because he would just tell me, like if I just tell her to be quiet, people around, no, say what you would say, shut the fuck up. So now I'm just staying on business. You know what? Shut the fuck up. Because I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way.
Clearly you're not learning.
You're not learning. You know what? FTFU. And I actually got an acronym for it, and I'm going to write a book on it. So I'll tell you the acronym off camera. So y'all hearing me tell them, I'm telling that. So if you try to use it, I'm trademarking it.
Okay, off camera, so I can write the book.
For the book, I haven't went into production with it, but I'm definitely going. It's just those simple 4 steps. Okay. shutting the fuck up.
Take my short step.
No. You know what's beautiful about this? Because me and Q actually had a conversation where we was exchanging where certain things were inspired, and I noticed that he thought a lot of things that he may have said in my presence was things that he inspired, and it was crazy to me because I'm like, no, nigga, if you just do your research on the 4,000 posts that I have, you would see that I say this shit frequent. So my 4-step model is actually dated back to 2021. I don't touch the dates when I did stuff because I want to be able to see when I came up with the thought.
Ask the manipulator, Jew style.
Nah, not even.
You'll be touching the dates.
No. You just need to have the date for yourself. It has nothing to do with you. But in these moments when somebody calling to question your inspiration, you be able to fact check. Like how your man Kendrick
I
dated.
had a 3-step method in 1996. True story. I don't. Lie.
If we talking about a step for step, I guess we just get that from the world. That's just everywhere you go. Oh, I thought the logo disappeared. But all in all, man, we approaching the end of the episode. We wanted to make it short and sweet. I feel like we are in mid thought, and we still probably got a lot we can touch on.
Of course,
but
always.
The beautiful thing is we will intend to be here for the next weeks to come. And week after week, Q is still going through his. No, he ain't on probation no more. I gave my man the shirt. He's officially a member.
I was nervous because I was like a 10-day contract. Like I didn't know if it was gonna keep just getting extended and get my franchise tag.
I think that we found our flow. You know what I mean? In the beginning, I'm gonna be real. I wanted it to just be about me. I wanted Q to just be over there, just say nothing.
Say 3 words, yeah.
Say a couple things, you know what I'm saying? And then as it grew, I started to get away from my whatever
5 words.
Whatever what I want to say. I don't want to use the word ego. I want to say whatever I had in my head to the approach, and started to approach it where it was like, all right, let me look at your stuff and see. And I started to actually become a fan of your approach to talking and your rants in your car, and I think it's dope. And it reminded me of what I used to do. I stopped. I retired from my rants in the car. So maybe you got inspired from that.
I've been doing rants in the car since '97.
But all in all though, now I feel like we do got an identity where it's like, I noticed the substance you have and you bring, and we here. So we will continue this.
And we'll be back.
And we'll be back. So we'll see y'all again.
To continue to grow, and hopefully people can grow with us. I feel that our, like you said, our identity and our magic, whatever you call it, I feel about development, progression, insight, and laughs.
But what's funny? Because, Q tried to smut the approach in the first episode. It's like, this ain't about to just be no self-help guru, this, that. Hold on. And I'm like, is this nigga coming for the brand? Because I'm clearly all of the things that he said it's not about to be. Stop fucking playing.
Can I counter?
No, go ahead. I'll fuck with you.
Like, again, like as your girl said, you can be silly, have other ways, and I still even in all your tangent, your videos, it was never just like, no, y'all, like I said, what I said, the example was the 12-step program,
we don't do that.
whatever.
No,
even before I was on here, you've never just been this fucking boring ass nigga.
No.
That's just be giving out advice or whatever. No, it's about a conversation, being charismatic, being, interesting, captivating with the gems.
No, that's a fact.
And just having a good conversation that people can just listen to, be captivated by, be intrigued by, and be like, no, I'm gonna take that with me. That's dope. I'm gonna process that.
That's a fact.
Hope to get off.
And ultimately, I feel like because we developed a friendship off camera, I feel like it definitely make for us to have better chemistry, like I said. And we're gonna continue to do so. Continue to learn and grow with us. Hopefully, y'all can make friends from this. Maybe you refer this to somebody. Understand that as y'all let people know, that's how we grow. So be sure to share this. This is my first time saying this in 8-9 episodes. Yeah. But be sure to share this. We need people to watch it. If you find value from it, give it to somebody. You never know what it might do for them, and it could do a lot for us because we do this to reach more people based on our experiences, so we can hopefully guide y'all to becoming better people without having to go through some of the things that we had to go through. So until we see y'all next time, we tapping out, y'all tapping out. The Wolf has spoken. Let's get it. Till next time.
Hold the that, so y'all don't gotta go through that.